I have so many nicknames that have been tattooed across my body. Boy, Negro, but my favorite one, heavyweight champion of the world. From billboards, from Kentucky, all the way to Johannesburg, via Australia. They know my name. They said that man was gonna break me. They said that man would be the opponent that will be my death. But I ended him. Now, as I look at myself in the mirror, a cocktail, a brew, of sweat and blood crying down my face, skipping over my swollen lips. Heavyweight champion of the world. That's who I am. That's who I am! But now, as I look at myself, this body masculine of mine, I wonder, who am I outside of the ring? My manhood now shriveled, for I left everything in that square obstacle. Who am I when I'm not in the ring? It's such a funny thing, because in that ring, when I'm being pummeled with punches across my body, you can't even see the bruises because we don't bruise on the outside. My body is safe there. But in this world, it's unsafe because I don't know who I am. Thank you.
My most poetic pieces were written during dramatic scenes. A theater under my sheets, I put my pen aside for the comfort of the blade's glide, but I feel shame. Because after the rush, this red is no simple blush. After the rush, I realized this pain, unlike a cracked wall, could not be covered with a brush. And the words became scars aligned in strict order, while my heartbeat kept repeating grammatical error. See, I'm afraid to talk about mental health. All I hear is that I'm mental help. Do you get that? I don't get why I get stuck in my head. Held is what I've been craving, but I ain't held. I do my own savings, so I use what I've been dealt and I melt into the arms of my cell. But girl, don't you dare look at that belt. They think I'm funny. Say I'm a person full of light. Funny. 'Cause they didn't see me holding that knife. There are many minds in that mind, and she has committed enough self-crimes. I'm amazed she's still alive. I said it's a maze she has for life. Have you ever heard someone say they want to stay in prison? Well, this is no decision. It's a self-proclaimed religion with your soul for mission and it fuels on your brain for provision. This is no game, but it plays hide and seek with my emotions. My knees are as dark as the thoughts that haunt me, but God wears no glitter, so seek her in no shelter, for she fell for the warmth of Lucifer. Insane, that's how myself I describe. I'd rather me claiming it than being prescribed, but I'm the good kind. I'm no menace to no one else but myself, and I'm kind of kind to all, and I'm fine. Just a little crazy, that's all. But I guess you want me to tell you what it's like behind these walls. Well, nothing. There's nothing at all, because darkness is no thing but the feeling of walking a dark alley, searching your shadow for guidance, finding it, and realizing the ground is a tricky bastard, but only angels have wings, so you get trapped in the claws of your illusions. Imagine being a snake living in leather, a bird fighting through their own feather, suffocating on your own breath, so you hold it. But the air is just as toxic on the inside, so you choke and imagine drowning in your own mind, and your hands are the ones holding you down. It's the fucking feeling of being devoured alive. Now, guess who is doing the killing? So please, do not tell me how strong you think I am. My spirit is weakened but from walking on my tippy toes. This is an endless dance between me and a rope in need of affections. Do not tell me how beautiful you think I am. The mirror smokes at my every glance, and while you see a smile on my face, I just feel the devil's dance. Thank you.
It's really cold.
Sorry. Imagine the earth, a globe of blue hues floating in stardust. Rock rusting in solar winds, surrounded by a protective sheen screening the emptiness of space with a blue atmospheric sky. Now imagine yourself floating through life, insulated and protected by your own atmospheres of perspective and an accumulation of molecular particles containing knowledge and experiences. This is your globe, your individual bubble of reality. And your bubbles are beautiful, ticking with your mind's uniqueness, malleable and tenacious, flirtatiously adaptable in their capacity for empathy and forgiveness. A shield to the vices of the world. And your beautiful bubbles, they merge with those who think alike to become powerful forces surrounded by walls that shimmer before glamorously dissipating in a dazzling supernova of rainbow mist. But my bubble has taught me that if groups can merge, they can separate. And it seems an increasing rate in this online state atop Zuckerberg's sugar mountain. For our modern bubbles, walls are algorithmic constructions which wander, attached to outraged declarations on screens. It's easy to see what we want to believe, digging deeper into the holes of conspiracy. The membranes of our airspace turn from transparent to opaque, distorting our vision, making us deaf and blind to the other bubbles floating in this disenfranchised sky. But some of these orbs are incorrect, I think. But their walls are thick with tedious insults thrown in routine like clocks. But these talks tick like time bombs in the hands of blonde-haired, narcissistic pricks. But that's my bubble speaking. My opinion leaking through the poked holes in my personality. For we must wipe the coating of condescending condensation from our balloons of identity, for it was Dr. King's dream, not his degree, that inspired millions. Only Davison sacrificed to achieve women voting rights, while Gandhi went on hunger strikes. So in order to fight the creeping, sinking feeling, the least we can do is listen and not give way to the alienation we find in the comment section or risk going out with a pot of autocratic nature.
Miss Love and Mr. Politics met one day in a public place alert by flavored ice creams near a Harold Cafe, where the busy life and the eclectic scenery was hiding deeper narratives tweeted by society. Mr. Politics, with a vest and a distinguished attire, was full of colors, yet everyone would see him black, like a stigma to attack or some dark mysterious nightmare only to challenge platitude and postulates in his fight. Miss Love, on the other hand, was transparent, yet she wore mainly white to match all cultures and colors welcomed in her life. Face to face, they started to flirt, to search each other's assets, to pinpoint flaws or alleviate world's woes. So he went first, with proud oratory and beguiling reasoning. I am everything, and everything defines me. Every word, action, and feeling is my vessel. I shape destinies from biological to ideological. My lies become truth, and my truth are hidden by the human blood and sacrifice. I gamble with history, and all queens love me. And deep down inside, even you, Miss Love, need me. For without me, you wouldn't be able to fulfill your prophecy. She listened to him with intensity and couldn't help but fall for that mysterious wordsmith with strong volition and logical fallacy. And as she watched him like a Black Panther of all her visions, she couldn't tell him that he was engendered by her seed of her own kin, wisdom, ethics, and philosophy, and that it was her blood running through his veins, which he appealed to whenever he needed to grow and win. She couldn't tell him that she was the dawn of all things in human beings. Her truth always dismantled him and she could rise above the history. While he was affecting only surfaces and current issues, she lodged deep in substances and reigned over the past and future. While he was full of debts, chained by constrictions, she ran free, unbridled and unfettered, to procreate more love and to stay infinite. She was his alpha when invisibility clothed him. The better side of him, his indelible essence, was she. Instead of all that rhetoric she could have given, she kissed him dearly. And in that moment of awe, while she relinquished all her woes to him, she won his strengths and weaknesses. That prologue, reminiscent of Asian myth and postulates, perdured over sequels, while two ice creams melted before their lips enhanced the happenstance. A black fullness merged into a bath of whiteness with a paradoxical plea for a unity of opposites. Beyond diplomacy, above Cupids and Venuses, he adored her, and she loved him.
Beneath a pile of bills, as heavy as the pressure to succeed or to feed your seed, you place second your needs. You demand what is rightfully yours. That's not greed. And I wish I could show you where I hope your path would lead. So to my fellow craft lovers who are lacking a back rub, a reason to continue your job that you don't love, other than the money earned. Hand-to-mouth living, a full fridge from begging, ignored as the world turns. That's big city anonymity. You're nobody's concern. Where's the love, you ask, but never learn? Virtue society has placed in the urn you uphold. And I mourn the living more than the ones who were taken by gun smoke. Faith, religion, your only crutches that are not broke. Out of touch with family, like dialing a number that's not in service anymore. The flowers just drop to wither away. Try again another day that will never come. Whatever your dream is, it's never done. Unless you decide to wake up. And in that case, you live. At the same time, you're attending your own wake every day, forced to repeat the same mistakes. You see, the numbers game is hard to win, especially if it's other people's expectations that you're caught up in. Responsibility is the cross that we bear with no acknowledgement, and duties taken for granted yield no feeling of accomplishment. Everybody always tells you, beware the man on the lever, and it's the same people that are silent when they're told to speak up. So, you adapt to the average, but you will never keep up. So analyze your leverage while playing like you're weaker. Defiance is the fuel to the motor called motivation. And the last thing you want to hear is be patient. People always tell you, settle for security. Well, sure is death. So be sure to breathe. Thank you.
Woo-wee! 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 I don't know if you guys have noticed, too. Oh my God, it is the core element of my entire identity. It's who I am. It's how I see the world. Shit, I'm telling you, if you had gotten here earlier on tonight, you would have seen how my blackness arrived even before I did. But that's the thing, see. I'm aware that it strangles me. I know that I walk into a place and I count how many people look like me. It strangles me. It's a warm blanket, and at the same time, it's a hell. Because it imprisons me. But there's sometimes it takes on a different face. Sometimes it takes on a face that you don't expect. See, this one time I was at this club, and I was, woo-wee! I'm telling you, it was some crazy club. Music was busting. Oh, shit, it was good, man. I was fly. See that DJ over there? My afro was as perfectly patted down as his. Shit, I was fly. When I walked down the stairs, I had a John Travolta rhythm. God damn, I was in the zone. When I got to the dance floor, woo, shit, they made a circle. Because women, they like the ways I groove. Sorry, you're a bit too close for that. This white girl from afar, woo, she spotted me. Oh, I saw in her eye. She walked up to me. Ooh. First words out of her mouth were, hey, I've always wanted to have mocha babies. Now, I was drunk at the time, but this would have been my response to her had I been sober. Woman! I am tasty. Finger-licking tasty. I'm telling you straight up. If my tongue were long enough, I would lick myself from forehead to toe and back up again. But not for you. For you ignore what this taste has cost me in my breading. You don't understand. You don't know. You just think this is some sexy romantic marinade. This honey soy sauce shit. Nah. This shit's been going on for too long now. I suffer it. So keep walking. Because this taste ain't for you.
They tell me to chill, but I'm reaching down, running up the hill or an horizon, going for the kill, straight shot like Nikon, kneel on my Shaquille, this is my queendom. They say my mind be Casper cause they never know where I'm at. Guess I'm like a disaster, my arrival causing a panic attack, radical fact about me. I made a pact with the devil inside of me, put on the brakes on the maniac so much, they be thinking I put on too many acts, but my intentions are good, this is no restraining order. See, it's for your own good, my vibration so strong it release a new world order. Coroner was my profession, brain dead, my condition was locked in a cocoon so long I lost focus of my mission. Became a stranger to myself, danger to my health, put my passion on a shelf trying to imitate. Forgot my pen wasn't limited to recreate. So I turned writing into my go-to therapy. Pouring my soul out became my only remedy. Sweet cotton candy to my insanity. Still high on clarity, accepting no more apologies. I'm spitting these lines like I got a tick. Ask my mama, she'll tell you I'm blessed by the Trinities. Fam, I swear by the gods, talent must be watered by blood because this is embedded in my veins, breaded by my pains. Not making bread is one of my main. My tongue loaded, ready for action, not afraid to aim. The plan, kill the game, call it a crime of passion. After this, you'll never see me the same. Caption most wanted under my name. There's no stopping me now, I'm not returning to the basement. I said I'm done with the pacing. My eyes are made out of steel, my vision's racing. I got them saying, must be the spell she be casting. But I won't be one to deny because this is some real magic in the making. See, the future's so bright, I don't mind forecasting. I'm so head, might as well call me a psychic. You think I follow you, but I ain't got time to be a spot chick. I already made wrong once and I refuse to be a side dish. From now on, the only things I'm serving are my divine gifts. I caught you smiling, but I ain't done. Get this. My flow so sleek, My lines touch you so deep. This is the OG version and the remix.
Floating in an emptiness, a void that lacks tenderness, and I'm an asteroid. Insignificant in my mind's own eye, blind. No solar winds to ripple my surface. Then the birth of the goddess. Some cultures, they speak of Ra. I just want to call you my star. Illuminate my craters, the scars of impacts long past. And your warm kisses, they evaporate gases to provide my rocky surface with an atmosphere, hiding the emptiness as I gaze upon your loveliness. And my crust is infatuated with your eyes and mouth, your infrared rays blaze a volcanic temperature gauge that orbits your very soul, my bones molten, a calcium quagmire in your brightness. A glacier complexion, yet my albedo effect fails to reflect your heat. Reap on my melting surface, break its tension with this piercing happiness, for I can't escape this universal dance. Beautiful as you are, my star, light my way in the darkness. You seem so close. Your influence encompasses all I see, yet I'm tidal locked on one side, the other cold and distant behind the horizon. Never touched or seen by your flame kisses. For I can hold your face in my hands that you burn so far away, and I imagine turning the other way so you can beam upon my nighttime, and not just the daylight that you provide, where I can glimpse only flashes of you as dawn rises. But this does not have to be the truth. These cold fingers don't have to envelop my iron core, frostbitten like a winter's morning, yet magnetized in the summer nights we've spent embracing. For this asteroid is in orbit, a perpetual state of falling. Will your gravity release me into the void once more, or pull me closer? To pierce your light with my volcanic embers, so we can finally see all of one another.
Scriu astăzi prima scrisoare și tare mândră mai sunt. Am pus o rază de soare. I write my first letter today, and I'm so proud of putting a sunbeam in every word for you, but wait. What can I say poetically when you're 73 and never owned a sun hat or those appealing accessories triggering musing, compliments and daydreaming to potential admirers, not because you couldn't afford, but because you gave it all to your children and to your one and only love, my father. Not because you didn't want to sit back, relax and stop the time once in a while to listen to your own whims and desires and indulge in the nothingness of little pleasures, but because you took upon yourself the happiness of others, and thought that an engine should always run scaturiant, effusing and abundant, so that we, the wheels, can get a better life. I remember even now when as a teenager I asked for money to waste on fun or fancy things, just like all my friends would get from their parents. New jeans, new holidays, new everything. All that paraphernalia that comes along with growing up in a new world. Yet the only thing that I got from you pertained only to school. New books, new covers, good pencils and pens, still a lot of money spent on my education. For this, my girl, should be your purpose. You said to me every time my puberty vented ungratefully without realizing the solid values that you instilled in me, like a luminary, day by day, sacrifice by sacrifice, until words lost their potency before your deeds. Fighting against science and medicine and all those theories according to which my birth would have been too dangerous. So they call me an unexplainable happenstance, while you call me a miracle. Mamă, ești cea mai bună din întreaga lume. Mamă. It's been 10 years since I've been using words to shape beauty poetically. It's been 10 years since I've strived to find that perfect verse for your praising in order to articulate some eloquent discourse or share plain words. And it hasn't been that easy because you haven't been the sweetest. But in my struggles, you've been unbeatable. You never surrendered with smiles and diplomacy, but you've been loyal to my needs, mitigating constantly from my first toothache to my latest pain. You always dismiss romanticism, replacing it with logic and composure like an agnostic, mindful soldier, never showing that you are vulnerable, that feelings matter, that love might be your golden armor. Mother, I fear that somewhere down the line your heart got fogged, swirled and hurt through storms, hurricanes, and other intemperances, while your lips display only strength and invincible approaches. I fear that we, your children, might have engendered further damages without realizing the high price you paid for our freedom. If that should be the case, dear Mom, without a sun hat, just know that I saved each heartbeat you lost in the ability you gave me to love fully with my entire being. Just know that the values you seeded in me are safe and sound, giving birth to future offsprings, and that I'm saving all the kisses for the best endings, like in Cinema Paradiso, and that the words, the melodies, the music, and the actions used so far to pamper my loved ones cannot compare to this first song I ever learned to play on my guitar. Mama, vreau să crezi mare, să te bucuri și tu, mândră să spui mereu, copilul acesta minunat e al meu. Mother, I want to grow up one day so that you can be proud of who I am, and so that I can finally say, thank you for everything that you gave me.
First breath, then first steps. And among the first words was a curse way before I ever heard rap. I was fed Ritalin pills around the time I chucked a 7-size ball against the board through the net. It is what it is. The fragments remain like faces you can't remember as you stand at their graves. How many minutes was spent wondering, what if? How many hours was spent hating the shift? How many times you got slapped for giving your parents lip? How many times were they in the wrong but wouldn't admit? If you can't be just, be arbitrary. Most people are. So walls are never resolved. And I've worked more jobs than most people had sexual partners. And everywhere it's the same, from corporations to startups. It's all entropy, chisels to the statue. From halcyon days to periods where you're destitute. You see, people try to define things, and perception is altered by events, and yet they insist that times change. Do this, wear those, and don't need that. Love is such and such criticism and feedback. Bad weather, gun violence, surgical airstrikes, polyamory, drug abuse. There aren't any fair fights. It's so easy to see the patterns, and in the face of death, how much of it will even matter? Maybe the truth is that during confusion, we spent the only moments of our lives free of delusion. Do we know who we are? I mean, we're biased by past action and thought, so what is left if that's gone? A misguided quest for a sense of identity stored past capacity of memory? Are we truly influenced by karmic energy? And what if death is our last act of charity? Between faith and heresy, straddling the barrier between language and telepathy, the burden of interpreting the words we never speak, whatever will be left when the silence will deafen me. All that I've done, failed to do, and never could. All I withheld, they never knew and never would. All the songs, the border takes, and beer bottles, what is left of all that's gone tomorrow? From birth to death, joy and distress, compressed into no and yes. Tell me what is left. The worst failure, the biggest success. Labeled the best, then forgotten. Tell me what is left. Love given, love lost. Sound mind, broken heart. Tell me what is left. Distill it down to the essence of what makes you. And then take a look at what is left. What is left?
You guys are supposed to follow me. So that actually concludes the artistic part of the evening. We just want to say a few words and actually introduce ourselves. Oh shit, okay. My name is Naniso.
I'm Cam. Yeah.
My name is Sor.
My name is Cedric Till.
And I'm Trovania.
So this is the part of the evening that we did not actually rehearse. So we're from Berlin, and we've got a few things to say about this evening and what we kind of do. But first of all, most importantly, I want to thank Evie, I want to thank Bless for hosting us, and I think they deserve a huge round of applause for what they do for the artistic community in Amsterdam, because shit, they work really hard. So please give them a big round of applause. So they run Unspoken, Outspoken, and Word Up, and all these kind of amazing events. I also want to thank the bartender. What's your name, man?
Mine.
Yeah, yours, man.
Donna. This is the first time that actually someone's asking. Thomas.
Thomas, man, you great wine. Thank you very much. And thank you for is Dogga here? Dogga?
Yeah.
Dogga. Thank you guys for hosting us. Thank you. Big round of applause to the bartender. We're from Berlin, and we all are individual artists, but we're also part of the community of spoken word artists. There's primarily it's Berlin Spoken Word. If you're in Berlin, please come and check it out. It's an amazing event. It's weekly. It's called Berlin Spoken Word, and there's also Wicked projects. Both of these are similar, but in the sense that their basic ethos is to the intersection between art and politics to make a meaningful contribution to our communities. So it's just like about saying beautiful shit that means shit. No, if you're saying some beautiful shit, that's great, right? You just got to really impact your community. It's not just enough for words to sound beautiful. They actually have to have some impact and influence on people. So when we actually were coming here, we were trying to figure out what kind of theme we wanted. And for us, identity was something that we wanted to deal with. I know that each of us, we kind of came up from a different angle. I was very black. And and we just wanted to have fun with it and see what we could do with it. And I'm just so privileged and happy to be able to share this stage with some amazing artists. I mean, when I rest, I was singing at the back for the first time. Normally I'm like hosting stuff. I was singing at the back and listening to them. I was like, shit, they're really good. So I was really amazed, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna stop talking.
So I think from our side, on the Berlin side, we wouldn't have been able to be here without Naniso either. So can we just give Naniso an individual round of applause? But yeah, as Naniso was saying, we came here with individual messages to give you guys to take home, to tell your friends and family, and make you think, really. That's one of our main jobs, I think, as poets. That's definitely one of my main jobs, personally. But yeah, thanks for listening. To me personally, and to everyone else, I'm sure they'll have their say in a minute. But if you want to find my stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, it's at Casey Poems. Feel free to come and chat to us, by the way, as well. I am a person. I'm okay chatting to people, so don't be shy. And I'll pass you over.
Oh, you said all the words, all the nice words. It's my first time here in Amsterdam, and I'm really impressed by everything about the city. I love all the interesting stuff that I discovered.
It's really clean, right?
So far, as compared, I always try to compare with Berlin. We do this and we have that, and you guys have this and that. You guys are weird with telling the time. That's very difficult. You take 10 minutes to think what exactly is 5:40. You are kind of complicated into that regard.
It's 6:30.
It's like 10 minutes. Hold on, it's 10 minutes. So 5:40 is 10 minutes past 5:30.
That's some bullshit.
That's how you say 5:40 in your language, guys. So I'm thinking you have beautiful minds.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
But we kind of need time to understand you, and to be welcomed by you. And I hope our messages, like Naniso said, are very different. They come from different angles. We all deal with different issues, and I hope that was somehow transmitted to you tonight on the stage. And thank you so much for listening and for taking maybe a little bit of from our love and hope to your homes. Thank you.
My name is Cedric Till. I'm from Berlin. I'm a native Berliner, and I've been a hip-hop artist for 20 years, and today I'm just happy to be in a city that's so culturally and ethnically diverse. It definitely blows multicultural Berlin out of the water, that's for sure. And for me as an artist, my message is kind of to question what you already believe and question everything that you're seeing out there, and not just saying like, oh, somebody said it, so it has to be true, but really looking at it like, why do I believe it? Why is it important to me? Why does it offend me? Why does it make me feel a certain way? Because that's kind of what identity often does. We don't often question it, and then we do question it because other people question it. And I think questioning yourself while looking for the answer is definitely a healthy way towards growth. So thank you very much for being so attentive tonight.
What do I say after all of these beautiful words? I don't know. So my name is Tovanya. Again, I'm originally from Haiti, but also living in Berlin for 4 years now. Years are running. I guess someone asked me today if it's not scary to be so personal on stage. And I've kind of forgot that I'm being personal on stage. Because I'm so used to it. I don't know if that happens to you guys. You get so used to it, and it was good to hear that, to realize, we are sharing our stories or sharing other people's stories in different ways, and understanding that identities is not something that you can put in a box. There's so many different layers to it. I could be talking about being black, but there's so many
What,
more.
you're black? I didn't even know.
I don't know, like my mom told me, I gotta believe it. But there's so many much more to it, and so many much more to us as poets, and I'm glad that we were able to share that with you guys. Thank you.
Once again, if I didn't say it, I really want to say it again, just because Enio, bless, thank you. Enio, bless, you're one person. Evie, bless, you guys, thank you so much for everything you do. Whenever you come to Berlin, you're always welcome, and Jesus Christ, you guys are amazing. And audience, you guys are great as well. Sorry for the beginning of the night where you had to dance. Apologize for that. Just trying something out, but please give yourselves a round of applause. And finally, I used your hair at one point. Thank you very much for letting me use your hair. And we determined that you're now definitely white, just so we're clear about that.
The two people who helped me in my
Oh yeah, you guys. Thank you so much. Please, let's get drunk. Let's have fun. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.